Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching uh, this video from. But today I'm going to be talking about how to set up terms of use policy in Microsoft Entra. So, how to set up uh, terms of policies in Microsoft Entra. Okay, so now, look, I said terms of use enable organization to present important information and disclaimers to users, ensuring legal and compliance requirements are met. Now, employees or guests must accept this policy before accessing what resources. Now, what is this terms of use from what you have on your screen? As you said, the terms of use enables what organization to present what important information, that is what disclaimer to what to users, ensuring that what they meet up to what the legal and compliance what requirement for them to what to access a particular to access what resources what in the organization. You guys what you have, I said em- employee or guest must accept these policies before what accessing what resources. So which means that if you are assigning your Microsoft 365 apps to your user, when you open an application, so they will get to see what these terms of use before they can use. So that terms of use is what they see. They now need to go through it. They now need to read it. Mostly, I know most users don't see. They just scroll down and then click on accept. But this terms of use, you understand, is a policy just for users to what to comply what with that particular application what they are about to use. Do you understand? So this is known as what we call what the Microsoft Entra terms of use. Okay, so it said these statements can be customized for specific groups or users and offered in multiple language offer what in multiple what languages. He said this statement can be what customized for specific what group of users. So which means that if let's say peradventure you have external users that are using your applications that need to make use of this your application, so you can set up these terms of use so that when they sign in they get to see that particular terms of use in a PDF format, so which they need to what go through it, read it, and then click on accept. If they don't click on accept, they will not be able to what to access what that particular application. You understand? So this is what we call what terms of use. And the beautiful thing is that it is offered what in multiple what languages. You understand? So you can add up to what 40 terms per tenant, which is quite very beautiful. You can add up to what 40 terms for what per tenant. You understand? Now, what are these prerequisites for this terms of use? One, we have what the Microsoft Entra ID P1 license. So which means that you must have what the Microsoft Entra ID P1 what license to be able to to configure these terms of use. Then two, we have what conditional access administrator role. So which means that if you are not an administrator, you understand, you are just an admin. You are just if you are not a global administrator, you are just so you need to have what this conditional access administrator what role for you to be able to to configure the terms of use if you are not the global administrator. From the word global administrator, you understand? So if you are not a global administrator, you need what the conditional access administrator role to be able to what configure these terms of use. And then thirdly, we have the terms of use document should be in PDF format. So that document, if it's drafted in Microsoft Word, so you have to what convert it to what to a PDF. So that terms of use have to be what in PDF. So the document must be in what in PDF. You understand before you can actually make use of it. Now, he said Microsoft Entra terms of use policy include audit logs, which is quite very important. So your audit logs will show you who has accepted this policy to access what your application. Do you understand? And who has what rejected? So if a user rejects that particular if a user rejects that particular terms of use, definitely he can't what access that application. You understand? So you have to what click on accept. So this audit log shows you people that have accepted it. You understand? It's that each user consent trigger an event in the audit log that are stored for 30 days. So which means that each user consent what it trigger what that event what in your audit log and is there for what for 30 days. Okay. Thank you for listening. Quickly, I will jump up to the portal and let's see how we can set up these terms of use. Okay. So now I will open my admin portal, which is the admin.microsoft.com. Okay. So now from here, how do I set up my terms of use? First of all, you need to know that if you are not setting it up for all users, you have to come up here and now create your group, create the group of users you want to set it up for. You understand? So if you are not setting it up for all the users in your tenant, in your organization, so you need to what, come and create the group here and then add those users to that group before you can now what start setting it up. But if you want to set it up for all the users, it's good and fine. Okay, so now after doing that, I'll now come up here and now go to my identity. Click on your identity. So which is the entra.microsoft.com. You understand? Entra.microsoft.com. Now, when you click on this, your identity from here, so here you now come up here and now locate your protection. Click on protection. So from protection, you now click on conditional access. Conditional access. Now, why are we going to conditional access? Because this is where you need to go and what configure your terms of use. You understand? Conditional what access because it's a conditional statement. If a user accepts the terms of use, then let him have what access to that application. But if a user rejects it, then let user not what have access. Do you understand? Okay. So now when you click on your conditional access, here. So you come up here, you can see you have terms of use. So before you do that, make sure you already have the PDF document you want to use. Okay, make sure you have the PDF document you want. I already have my own here. Let me open it so you can see it now. So this is the PDF document that I want to use. So make sure you already have what the terms of use document you want to use, and make sure it's converted to what to PDF. Okay, so I already have mine. Now, so when you do that, you come up here, you now click on your terms of use. Can you see that now? You click on what? Terms of use. Here is. So when you click on this, your terms of use here, you now click on new terms. Click on that. New terms. So when you click on your new terms, here you have what? Name. So you can now decide to give it a name. Okay. So I will give it my own name. So I'll click on there and then type a name. Okay. So I'll give it usage and compliance policy. That's the name I want to give it. Then here you now have terms of use document. Okay, so this is where you can see said upload require what PDF. Like I said earlier on, the document has to be what in PDF. Okay, so I'll click on this one here and I'll go and browse where I have the document. So this is my document here. I'll click on that and click on open. So the document as what has been uploaded for me. Now, when you do that, you can see you have select default language. Select what default language. Definitely, I want to use what English. So my default language is English. So I'll come up here. I will now scroll down. Yes, I'm going to use English United Kingdom. So here you can give it a display name. If you want to, I can give it a display name if you want to. So now, And if you want to now add other language, like I said, there are multiple languages. So if you want to add, you can click on this one, say add language. So here you now upload what the document, select the English language you want to add. You can see, I think you can add multiple language. I can't remember, but I know you can add more language as you want. Okay, so you can come up here and add language if you want to add more language, but I'm not doing that for now, so I'll close that. Now here you now have required user to expand the terms of use. Here you have on and you have off. Now what does this simply means? Now this simply means that when the terms of use is not being presented to this user, you will have it, you have an option, you have accept or cancel. So if peradventure, because if peradventure the user do not read that particular document, they click on accept, they will just accept them in. But I want them to go through that document, to open the document, to expand it, you understand, and scroll down, and before they can now see what accept. Okay, so I'll click on. So I want it to be on and not off, because if you leave it on off, so once it's presented to them, they will just click on accept and they might not probably go through it. Either they go through it or not, it might just, maybe they just scroll through, they just glance through it. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, okay. But I want it to be expand for them. Okay, so I'll click on and make sure it's not off. Then here you have require user to consent on every device. So which means that if a user want to log into their Microsoft Word on another computer, another system, so they need to what accept these terms of use again. You understand? So that is what this simply means. So if I leave it on, it simply means that when this user log in, when they log in on another device, you understand, they need to what? Accept that what terms of use. But for now, I'll click on off for the purpose of this training. So you can set it up. It depends on the organization policy. Okay. So now here you now have expire consent. Expire consent. Here you have one on and you have off. So if I click on this on here, so which means that if I want this consent, yeah, to be renewed for them, you understand? I can come up here and then put down the expire date. So if it does expire, they have to what? Reaccept. So I can decide to say, okay, I want it to be done annually, biannually, quarterly, monthly. You understand? So it depends, like I said, it depends on the organization what policy. But due to this demo, I will just leave it on off for now. So here you now have the conditional access. So this one now is where you now need to go and configure the conditional access that will now what let the user what accept what these terms of use. So here you now have, you said enforce with what conditional access policy templates. You understand? Here you have custom policy. Here you have create conditional access policy later. You understand? So you have to what? Click on this, your custom policy. So click on that. When you click on custom policy and you now click on create, then it's now going to now redirect you to what? To the conditional access policy environment where you now need to what? To configure other settings. So click on create. Now, so can you see that now? Here it has not taken me to what? To the conditional access environment. Okay. Here you now have example. Here you can give it what? A name. Okay. It said example, device compliance and policy and app policy. So you can decide to what give it a your own name. Okay. So let me give it a name. Okay, so that is for that. Then here you now have users. Okay, here you now click on this place here. Here you now come up here, you have include and you have what exclude. So I'll click on this include here, and then here I'll now click on what if I want all users, I'll click on all users. But like I said earlier on, I want to apply it what was selected user. So if I go back to this place here on my admin, and if I go to my users, this is, so I have my users which I've created here. You can support engineers. Okay. So this is my user. I just want it to be to apply to these users I have here. Okay, so for now, just for the purpose of this demo, so I'm just applying to those what these support engineers what users. So I've created those group, I've put them inside that group. Okay, so let's go back. So here I will now click on what select users and group, and click on here, and you now click on what users and groups, and then you now go and now type the users you want to use. Okay, so I will now come up here and type sorry, the group. So this is the group here, support engineers. I'll click on that and now click on select. Now this group has now what been selected for me. So these particular terms of use will be applicable to what to those set of what users in that group, because I'm not applying to what to all the users. Okay, so here exclude here, I can come up here if I want to exclude maybe let's say the admin, but it doesn't really matter because since I've selected that, I just want to apply to just the set of users. Okay, so that is for that. Now, after you do that, then you now come to where you have target resources. Target resources. So you now click on this one here, and now you can see you have cloud of apps, because definitely is of what is it is for what the cloud users. So here you now click on cloud apps. So when you now do that, you now come up here, you have all cloud apps. So it depends on the cloud apps that you have. Okay. But this one, I want to apply to what? To just what? Selected cloud apps, which is what? My Office 365. Okay. So I will now click on this select apps. Here, I will now click on select. I'll now come up here and now search for, okay, this is it. You can see now here. So you have what? So you can select the apps you want to apply it to. You can see we have a whole lot of apps here. Okay, you can see you have, so it depends on how the apps you want to apply to. But I'm just applying to just this Office 365. Understand? Okay, so click on select. So you can see I've selected what that particular apps. Okay. So then the next one, I will now come up here where you have your grants. That is my next stage. Come to this grants here. Click on this grant and now make sure that this is being selected. Okay. Grant access. Do you understand? So when you now click on this grant here, when you click on this your grant here, then you now come up here and now click on this your. Can you see that this is the terms of use be configured? Okay, so click on this. This is my terms of use I configure. If you can remember, okay. So this is uses and what compliance policy. So that is the one I have that I've configured. I'll now click on select. You can see that has been selected for me. There, I will now click on create. But before I click on create, you can see I have what? Enable policy. I can go straight away and say on, or leave it on report only, and then go back to it and then put it on. Okay. Do you understand? So I always love to leave it on report only and click on create. And why I go back and then put it on. Okay. So click on create. Now, once you do that, then this is now going to be created for you. Can see now successfully was created within the split of seconds. Okay, so that has been created for me. This is, you can see this is it here. Okay, so now when you now finish, you now go to your policy, click on policy, and now locate that particular one, and then you can now put it on. Okay, so let me locate it. Okay, let me refresh so I can see where it is. Okay, so this is it. Users conduct policy. Click on that, and now click on, and now click on save. So now this is now on for the users. So refresh. So it is now on for my users. Now, how do I know if this has been configured properly for my users? Okay, for those set of users I created in those particular group. Now I'm going to bring my VM. I have a particular VM which I have Microsoft installed on it. So let me bring it in now. So this is my VM. This is my Windows 11 VM. So here I have my Microsoft Word here. Well, before that, oh sorry, let me just Let me just minimize before that. So before that, now I will now go back. Let me go back to this. Now I want to test with this user called Ade Moses. Ade Moses. Okay. So let me search for that user so I can reset the password of that user and use the password to log in. Ade Moses. So go to users, active users. So Ade Moses. So this is the user. I'll click on it and I will say reset password. I want to reset password for the user. Yeah, even automatic. Yeah, click on reset. So I can use that password to log in. So I'll copy it and say close. And then I will now open back my VM. Okay. So now I have my user I want to use. Okay. Now this is my VM I want to use. I have my Microsoft Word already installed on this VM. So here I'll come up here and open, launch the Microsoft Word. So this is my Word. Click on it. So once I launch it, you understand, here is going to be saying you need to sign in or create account. So I'll click on sign in. Now, I will now come up here and put in the email address of that user. Okay. So put in the email address of the user. I'll click on next. And then I will now put in the password of that user. I'll click on that. Yeah. And click on sign in. Now, click on OK. Done. Something went wrong. Sorry, let me see what's happening. Close. Okay, let me sign in again. Uh, so put in the email address of that user. I just hope it's on already. I think I've put it on. Yeah. So then put the password. Come up here, put in the password. Say sign in. Now, so can you see that now? So can you see? So you can see you have YemTech terms of use. This is what we want to achieve. YemTech what? Terms of use. Said in order to access YemTech resources, you must read the terms of use. Some user might just look at that. Why do I need to read? I already have accept and decline. So if you click on accept like this now, you can see it's not going to allow me. Here is saying that what terms of use must be read. It said you must expand the terms of use to read them before you would accept. Okay. So that is why it's not accepting. So okay. So I have to click on this expand here, and then they can now see that document and now scroll through. Mostly users don't read it, but this is what we call what terms of what of use. This is the PDF document, so they can now read it and see the terms and conditions, see what the policy for you to make use of what this particular application. Okay, so I'll scroll down and then I'll now click on what accept. So once you do that, then this will now automatically what grant you access to that particular what application. Why? Because of what you have accepted what terms of use. Here office has been updated. So close. Yeah. So now this is it. If I say blank document, okay, let me close. Yeah, it's asking me to close. So let me close Office and open it back again. So now if I go here, account, you can see now I'm signing with what? With that particular user. You can see now Ade Moses. Okay. So can you see that now? So this user can now what? Make use of this application, can now what? Do any other thing he wants to deal with what? With this particular application. Why? Because he or she has what? Has accepted what? The terms of use that was configured in that particular organization. Do you understand? Okay. So this is what is being referred to the Microsoft terms of use policy. Okay. So I hope you have learned something and you can also go ahead and practicalize this thing. Okay, so you can go ahead and what and practicalize it and see how you can also deploy that in your organization for your user, depending on the policy being set in your company. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you once again for watching my video. Thank you. If this is your first time for coming across this my YouTube channel, thank you very much. Thank you for taking your time to watch it, and I appreciate all my subscribers. I thank you for taking your time to watch my videos anytime I release new videos. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you. This is your friend Okwemi Steven in the School of Learning and Development. Thank you and see you some other time. Bye bye.